There's a few things we want to kind of clear up, wrap up, and then if you have any questions for us, that'd be fine too. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at it, but we need to get a tiny bit more into the weeds and into the mechanics of the time you showed up at the house when Officer Coonrod was there, till the time when we were all done talking.
Okay.
So that includes at the house, that includes at the oil site, and everything.
Okay.
Now, part of the reason we need to get into that is I mentioned before how we're just really want to get into the mindset of what happened. And you can imagine this is really important for us in the future when we're talking to a guy that's in your position to say, you know, this isn't really a monster. This is more like a Chris Watts. And boy, we remember with Chris, had we asked this or had we done this, we really could have been better. And so that's why we want to get into the mechanics of it a little bit more with you. And that's going to mean exactly how, exactly when, where were you, what was, Shanann wearing, or all of that, right? So we really just need for you to take a deep breath and get into it with us. And would it be all right if we ask you some specific questions? Okay. So one of the first things we want to talk about was when you came home. So this is after they had passed. You came home and met with Officer Coonrod. One of the first things we see on the video is you walking into the garage and then into the Shanann's car. Remember what that was about?
In your car?
Yeah, like I think you opened the door or something?
Yeah, you opened the passenger door, and it looks like you're looking for something, or maybe you picked something up. Do you recall what that was?
Not that I'm aware of. Not looking for anything, but maybe just opening the car door to see if, seats or... Because I think Nikki was saying, I think I see the car seat still in there.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was, when I opened up the door, I looked in just to, it's like the first reaction of whatever, everybody's just waiting, pretty much waiting to get in the house.
Right. Okay.
So I wasn't looking for anything as far as specific or anything, but I was just, this reaction going in there and saying, I know everybody's there. I don't know what's going to happen when they get in the house.
Just out of nervousness, maybe?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was out of nervousness.
Sure. Okay.
And then backing up a tiny bit, I jumped forward too far. So she comes home at 2 a.m. She gets into bed. When you guys had sex together, was that pretty quickly after she came home?
I think it was around 2:30 because I felt like she'd be in bed for a little while.
A little bit? Okay. And forgive me, it's not a pervy thing, but she woke you up?
Yeah, she was just, I could feel like a hand was on me, rubbing my leg or my chest or something like that.
And then that was, signal it's go time type thing?
Pretty much. She was yeah.
Okay. I get it. And then that was maybe a half an hour after. Mm-hmm. And then after that, is there any talking? Or was it just kind of
just
quiet in the middle of the night?
Yeah. Okay. I just felt her hand around me. I'm just like, what?
Time to go. Yep. Yeah. Okay. That's funny. All right. Then a couple hours of sleep. Alarm goes off. Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess what I don't understand is, so then there was some talking, and then how did you get on top of her? How did that happen?
It's like when I got into bed, she was laying. When she was sleeping, she was laying face down, which she really never does. Okay. And I just got into bed and I kind of nudged her, and then she kind of rolled over, and then I was just right there on top of her.
Okay. And so that was after you'd gotten ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you go down, you make your food.
Oh yeah, I got cottage cheese and another food that day.
Okay. And then, so we talked a little bit earlier today about, there was all of these things playing in your mind where you just didn't even want to go another second without having this conversation or without some sort of completion, right? Mm-hmm. And then so you come back, she's asleep, and then you just kind of nudge her?
Yeah, I just kind of hey, wake up for a second.
And was there nudge talk for 20 minutes, or was it just nudge and then all of a sudden you're on top of her?
No, it's pretty much on top.
Okay, so that happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's how we kind of pretty much talked. Okay. That was just right there.
And was there talking?
Yeah.
Okay, and so a nudge, a talk, she's laying down and you're standing up?
I I crawled back. I got on my side of the bed. And I just like nudged her like that.
Oh, okay. And then you're talking while you're on top of her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That seems confusing to me. Is that actually what happened? Okay. And so...
And she was fine, like just laying there, like you trying to talk to her while you're on top of her?
Maybe I thought we were going to have sex again or something.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how long did you talk?
About 15, 20 minutes.
Really? In that position? Okay. And was there any sex?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I'm basically from the position we were in. Maybe she thought maybe I'd try to go again. I don't know.
Okay. And I don't want to harp on it too much, but I'm just trying to think, if my wife's 4 months pregnant and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and I want to talk and I want to get on top of her, that's just not going to fly. So that's why I'm confused. So, is that really what happened? Yeah. Okay. And then talk for about 15 minutes and then it's heated and then your hands are on her neck. Okay. All right.
What did the talk consist of?
Basically, just about how at first it was more of like the, selling the house type of thing, or not going to Aspen, or trying to maybe go in at a different time, and then just switched all to the, I don't feel like I'm in love with you anymore, not compatible, and went to that. And that's when I got to the heated part of it.
Okay. Did she ever say at some point, get off me or anything like that?
At the end.
Yeah.
That's what she said. I don't want you to, because where I was, it was kind of like she didn't want me to sit down or hurt the baby or anything like that.
Did she accuse you of cheating at that point?
Mm-hmm.
So what'd she say?
She's like, I knew there was somebody else. I didn't come out to say, that there is somebody else, but she obviously already knew.
Then your response to that was what? Did you say, no, there's not? Did you deny it?
I believe I just denied it, but at that point, that always, because when she was accusing me at the beach, it was a lot like, there's nobody else, or and when we got back home, she always said, there's got to be somebody else, because she'd always talk to her friends like Christina or somebody on text messaging, and they'd always say, there's got to be somebody else if he's not wanting to sleep with you, he's getting it from somewhere else, and there's nowhere else. She couldn't really say that I would get anywhere else because I was using those Android gift cards, so it's kind of like, she just made me getting distant, but she knew, and that's mainly the reason why I talked to her, because I knew, after that night, it was just it felt like, I just felt more guilty than ever before.
Yeah. And then it seems to me, and sorry, I have a lot of thoughts here. So we know what happened, and we can talk about it today kind of openly, and that's what we need from you, is to just kind of say, I know it sounds bad, or I know this, or I know I feel this way, but physically this is exactly what happened. So if you could tell us that, it seems then that it would have had to have been a pretty quick transition from two people talking to this, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was I don't want to, trying to think of the last things we were talking about. But it was, I love you anymore. And then she was like, you're never going to see the kids.
Oh, that's perfect, Chris. That's exactly what we need. Okay. And I know it's hard to walk through that again, but that's exactly what we need. So then, as soon as she started talking like that, then it was on. Okay.
But it was you saying that you didn't love her? Is that right? Okay.
And her saying, you're never going to see the kids. Okay. I can imagine how that made you feel. I'm sorry.
It did more than what it did.
Yeah. And then the fact that she didn't scratch at you or anything, is that just because it was so powerful?
I don't think it. It didn't feel like I've never done that before. Put my hands around anybody before, so I don't even know what kind of force I was putting on her neck.
Okay.
Like I said, 2 to 4 minutes. I don't know if that was 2 to 4 minutes.
Did you cover her face at all during that time?
Both hands on the neck. Okay. And so, if it's done right, that can be a matter of seconds before someone on their carotid loses oxygen to their brain and is out, right? Did it seem like it was that quick, or okay, maybe a minute, maybe 2? Okay. Screaming? Okay. All right. Did you see eyes go bloodshot or anything like that? Okay. And
you kept talking about the mascara. Did you see mascara on her face?
It looked like it was like. That's what I attributed it to.
Was she crying? Is that why? At what point did she start crying?
Yeah. I'm talking about the relationship about not being compatible. And when she's talking about there was somebody else, that's where she started crying. That's what I thought, it was mascara. Mm-hmm. I didn't know. Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Was there a pillow or something you wanted to ask about?
Yeah, so was there ever at any time a pillow or the sheet or anything involved in like that on her face specifically? No?
Like the sheet kind of wrapped around to get downstairs. That was about it.
The one that was at the site? Okay. And then the other sheets, they were in the trash. At what point did you put those in there?
I think that was...
Obviously after I was in the house.
Yeah. I think it was probably the next day or so. I think I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. This is hard to talk about. When strangle someone out of sometimes I guess they use the bathroom. Yeah. So it was I think that's one of the major reasons why, because I think that had happened.
Oh, okay.
You said she was sleeping face down at one point? Was her face in the pillow, or was it turned to the side, or how did that?
Kind of on the side. She was kind of like a side sleeper, but she was more down than usual.
Okay.
But then she rolled completely onto her back when you started talking to her?
Okay. Now, as hard as that was, we need to talk about the girls too, okay? All right, thank you. So with the girls, you talked about how they got into the truck with you and were alive. Okay. Are you 100% sure that's true? Okay.
Can we go back just a second? You talked about before that Bella walked in, though, to the bedroom. Can you tell us about that before you left?
Yeah, I was just getting the sheet off the bed, and she walked in, and she had her little pink blanket with her. She was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong with Mommy?"
And where was Shanann at that point?
Yeah, just pretty much on the bed, but she was face down.
Wrapped in the sheet? What'd you say?
I just said, no, she didn't feel good. That's when I started to carry her downstairs.
Shanann? Okay.
Did you carry her like this? Did you drag her? How did you do it?
Attempted to pick her up and pick her up and take her down, but I lost grip after a little while. I just had to pull.
Did Bella see you do that? What was Bella saying?
She started crying a little bit. She said, "What's wrong with Mom?"
And what did you say that time?
She said, "It's just feel good." She's a smart girl. She didn't know what was going on there.
Mm-hmm. Did she ever touch Shanann? Try and wake her up or anything? No.
She didn't want to see her or ask to see her or anything. And so that initial time, did she see you put Shanann in the truck? So she was kind of following you? Okay. So she followed you and you put Shanann in the truck. Okay. And then what?
Cece wasn't up yet. She was just in her room. She was getting ready to get out of her bed. And then they were just walking around the house. Put my lunchbox and stuff in the truck, and then grab the kids and put them in the sheet and that.
Okay. So Shanann, is she kind of on the floor in the back? And they're just on the bench? Okay. And both alive at that point? Okay. Is there any reason you would feel uncomfortable to tell me that they were not alive at that point? Okay.
It wasn't a video or anything?
It's hard to see. Okay. And I believe you. I'm just, I'm trying to make sure that I'm giving you all the opportunities to be comfortable enough to tell me exactly. Okay.
They were
okay.
Trust me, I hear that every day when Bella was talking to me at the site.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
When she said, Daddy, no. When we were driving to the site, she said, Daddy, it smells.
Oh, okay. So that goes back to maybe Shanann evacuating herself.
I don't know if it was that. You know that smell like a skunk maybe sometimes?
Oh, okay.
So I got some kind of smell that way, but I don't know what that was from.
And was that maybe outside the truck or was that in?
I don't know.
Okay. What did you guys talk about on the way out?
They were pretty quiet. They just, laid next to each other.
Okay.
Maybe Bella in her lap and TC in her lap, just back and forth.
Oh, okay. Just trading off like little ones do. Okay. Were they awake?
I think, one would kind of fall asleep, the other one, TC would kind of trade off back and forth.
Were they talking to you?
Just about, just saying, Daddy, it smells.
Oh, okay.
It was early in the morning, they were showing up so early.
Yeah. Okay.
You didn't have to wake CC up?
No, there was noise from trying to get Shanann downstairs.
Did she kind of fall down the stairs?
No, it was more like trying to get her down and from the steps, maybe her foot hit the next step kind of thing.
Oh.
They're life sleepers.
So then, once you get to the site, tell me what happens.
So I get to that one site and I get Shanann out to that. Go over to the part right off the site there.
Okay.
And the girls are still in the truck.
Okay.
Did they ask you what you were doing, taking mommy out, or?
Yeah, I don't remember what I told them, but they did ask that.
What did they say specifically?
It was more like, what are you doing to mommy?
Okay. And then is that when you buried her?
I don't remember if I dug a hole there first they didn't watch me do that.
Okay. So then pulled Shanann out and she's maybe just sitting there on top of the ground?
Yeah, like off to the side.
Off to the side, close to where she ended up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then the girls, right? Okay. You mentioned Bella was first. Cece was first, okay. Where exactly was she when it happened?
In the backseat.
Okay. Was she just right next to Bella?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once again, was it hand over her face? Was it?
It was a blanket over and my hand.
And then your hand. Okay. And then so that just stopped her from breathing type thing? Okay. Did she struggle at all?
I don't think so, but I was blocking her face and my hand was right here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You had one hand here and one hand over her mouth?
And we're just pushing her against the back of the seat type thing? Okay. What was Bella doing?
Sitting there next to it. She didn't know what was going on.
Okay. Could she see you? Okay. And then, did that take a minute or two?
Nothing. I didn't have no concept of time at this point.
Okay. Tell me about what you were thinking.
I was thinking it's what would happen.
Yeah.
Or any partial hint of what I feel for those girls and what I feel for my wife, but none of this would have happened. So I wasn't thinking.
Okay. So she's in the back seat. Okay. And then once she's gone, then is it Bella next, or did you pull Cece out?
I pulled Cece out.
Okay, so once Cece's gone, Bella's still there in the car alive, and then you pulled Cece out. What did you do with her? Okay. So she went into the tank, and Bella was still in the back of the truck alive. Okay. With regard to that tank, did you bring up Cece, put her down, open the hatch?
Brought her up, opened the hatch.
And then put her in? Okay. When we talked the very first time we met, when we were talking about this, it was a matter of just lowering her down. Okay, and so she went in feet first. Okay. Was she able to fit pretty well? Was it snug?
I think so.
Okay. Did you have to like move her around a little bit and get her in there?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
No, I didn't have to like, hit or like, something like that.
It's not like you stomped her in.
No.
Okay. And then close the hatch?
Yes.
Okay. And then went down to Bella. Tell me what happened there.
She said, what happened to Cece? Or she asked, it was the same thing, the exact same thing that happened to me as Cece.
Did she ask you that? Okay. So Bella's pretty smart. How did she sound when she asked you that, Chris?
Said that soft voice she always had.
Yeah. And what exactly did she say?
She said exactly the same thing that happened to me as Cece. And then I said, I don't remember what I said.
Okay.
I don't know if I just said yes, like a horrible person, or if I just put that blanket over her too and did the same thing.
Same blanket, same way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She said, no, Daddy. That's what she said.
Did she say no, Daddy, like, please, no, Daddy type thing? Did she say saying, don't do it?
She said, no, Daddy.
Okay. Same way, hand on neck, hand over mouth, or hand over blanket, which is over mouth. Did that take a couple minutes?
I like it.
Okay. Then what?
I just noticed she had a couple spots like over her eye or something, and I picked her up.
Okay. And we talked a little bit earlier today about it. You don't remember why a different tank? Okay. And there was no reason?
They're both the same tanks. They're just like, I don't know why I did two different tanks.
Okay. There's one, I never got up there. Does one catwalk lead to both?
Oil can go into either tank.
Okay. But if you go up one set of ladders, does that eventually indicate to both?
It's one catwalk.
Okay. Now, Bella was a little bit bigger. Was she harder to get in?
It felt like a little bit.
Okay. And so was it a matter of just kind of maneuvering her? All right. So then they're both in there. Is there any reason to think they were alive when they fell in? Okay. You're pretty sure? Okay. So once that's done, then what?
Go over to Shanann, clear away some weeds and dig a hole.
Okay. Did you have a shovel?
Yeah, we have a shovel, a rake, and a weed whacker as part of our tools.
With that rake, if I remember right,
There's part of it just sitting there because it was broken.
Oh, did it break as you were digging or something?
No, when I was like smoothing the ground over.
On this day, it broke when you were doing that. Okay. Was that after you were all done? And it seems as though maybe the first people that got there saw it was stuck in the ground.
I guess it was like not like standing up, but it was like laying down.
Oh, okay. Were you planning on coming back?
I don't know. I don't think so.
At this point, then, this is just before then. In a couple of hours, you would make it back home to see Officer Conrad. Okay. And so once she's buried, then
that's when people start showing up, I believe.
Did you notice, was she cut or broken or bleeding in any way?
No. I know like the bloodshot eyes you were talking about, I noticed that at that point.
Okay.
Other than that, no.
Had she partially given birth?
No.
Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. Remember she had a shirt and thick blue underwear on.
Okay. And so at that point, she was, okay. Thank you. I know that wasn't it.
Can you tell us about, obviously when the district attorney got up and talked about Bella's injuries and stuff?
I didn't want to hear about that.
Right. Can you tell us about that?
As far as like her biting her tongue?
And ripping her frenulum, which is that connective skin from your lip to your gum. It was gone. Her gums had it looked like a hole in them. from, and the pathologist said it was from her obviously struggling to get away.
I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Could it be that that's what happened?
So, like, I didn't put my hand, like, over her, like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it would have been just downward pressure on her, this area.
I didn't see any of that when I picked it back up. Like, it was like her lip was like missing or something?
No, see this skin that connects there?
Yeah.
That was ripped. Like, it was gone. So it kind of made like a hole in her gum.
I'm just thinking maybe it's like, maybe like if her hand was not her head was like twisting back and forth. Could that have done that?
Yeah.
I had a blanket. I don't know. Like,
did you feel her doing that thrashing? Or you're trying to get away?
I felt her head moving back and forth.
You did?
But I didn't know that.
Could you tell if she was trying to yell or say anything? Or
The only thing was Daddy no, and then like some like grunts here and there, kind of breathe.
mm-hmm.
During that time, do you remember getting phone calls from Nicole Atkinson?
After, I think, before she got to my house, or after?
Just any time during that morning.
I think I didn't get one until I saw her on my doorbell camera.
And that was, what, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I was right around there.
Okay. And so at that time, had everything been done out at 3319?
Yeah, I was at a different site at a pumping unit.
Okay. So you went from there when it was all done. So girls are in the oil, Shanann's in the ground, and maybe a little bit of cleanup. So how long were you there? What time do you think you were done with the girls?
So, I mean, I think everybody started showing up there by around 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Okay. And then you were there, did you say you went to a different site?
Yeah, it's like I think it was either the 1029 or the 629 or something like that.
And so how long were you at that site?
The rest of the day until I got called away.
So then that was, you were there for at least a couple hours until you heard Nicole Atkinson on the doorbell.
Yeah.
And then I think there was even more time after that until you started coming home.
Yep.
And you got home at 2 something?
No, it's closer to 1:30 around there.
So somewhere around, 9 o'clock-ish, all the way till 12:30 or 12 or 1 or something, and then came home.
Yep.
Okay. With regards to then when you get home, you and the officers, saw what they saw. You mentioned that you took the ring off her finger. What do you think of yourself now?
Back when all this happened, when I was in Will County and everything, I definitely didn't feel like myself anymore. Like when my attorneys would talk to me and talk to some of my friends and like some of the stuff they would say, like I would say good things, but I'm just thinking to myself, how can anybody even say those things about me now, being what happened? It's like people that I knew and that I never talked to again, that maybe I was like the roommate like back in the day or like went to school with or something like that. Now they're just going to say, that's, it's like Chris Watts, that's, a guy I went to high school, that's the guy I did all this horrible stuff to his family. Now, I know I shouldn't really, take to heart what other people think about me so much. It's just a matter of what God thinks about me, what He thinks, what His opinion is, not anybody else's. Everybody's gonna have their opinion about everybody. Before I got in trouble, I was always the guy. Hey, look, judge somebody on TV. That guy that's in the Orange Junction. That guy that's that killed that guy. That guy that raped somebody. That guy's horrible. Now I'm and it's now, when we come out at 6 o'clock at night and there's something on the news, I try not to even pay attention to it. It's I don't want to be in that position where I'm judging somebody else. Because that's, what people were doing to me. I don't want to be that person anymore. But just hope that I can step back and kind of look at everything that I've done in my life, and then like up to that point, and just like I did some good things, but the matter of the most important thing, I screwed up the worst. And so if I can at least maybe help somebody, and however much time I have left.
Was it your intent the whole time you were taking the girls out there that you were going to do that to them? Honestly,
it's like when I got there, I didn't think it was gonna, like, you talking about the tanks. Or just,
yeah, like, well, just.
I mean, I just the thought process and all this, none of this makes sense. That's why I know you guys keep asking these questions because it doesn't make sense to me.
But I guess, I mean, like, did you could have done it before you guys left.
Oh.
And not had him, alive in the backseat. They could have been with Shanann in the backseat. So.
I didn't think about anything really, like, as far as, like, how everything was going to happen. I don't know, like, why it happened. Like, why I left everything out there in the field and why, like, all this stuff. Like, none of this makes sense. At all.
But to Tammy's point, did you think that they might be coming back, or did you know they wouldn't be coming back?
And the whole trip out there, I mean, it was like I wasn't thinking. It was like, in my mind right now, I'm thinking back, I'm hoping that I wasn't coherent enough to make that decision to where I knew I was going to kill my girls. I'm just hoping that, no father would ever want to do anything to hurt his blood and flesh, but I did that, and I just don't understand how it happened. So, I mean, I even read books that say, no dad would ever do anything to hurt his children. This happened. So I always think of myself, like, was I even a dad at one point? I don't know. But it's going to take a long, long time to guilt and everything to get just there.
Have you asked for forgiveness from God?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just takes a long time for me to forgive myself. That's one thing that's going to take a long time. So that they can one day forgive me too.